Get in, nerds. We are playing Victoria 3. We are participating in a war with Switzerland, and actually, we're kind of in... Okay, we got convoys. This situation's getting real weird. I feel like I might need to do some convoy supply management here. Okay, so Switzerland is our protectorate, but they're isolated. So, I'm going to go ahead and grant them their own market for now. And once they're not isolated, once they've got their own market, once we've beaten the communists, we'll see if they wind up still needing their own market or if they're not good to go. So we got a couple of small wars that France is in, which I'm going to go ahead and ignore. We got a war in, yes, Oman, which I can safely ignore. Oh my goodness, look at all these. Look at all these. Brunswick. Don't need that. Sambas, that's Britain's problem. Ooh, Serbian mass migration, wonderful. Communist Ionian Islands, France, I'll stay in that one in case France gets pulled into other nonsense. And then Nezhid, a similar situation. How can I get more convoys? Is there a tech I can do to get me more convoys? Music player. Nope, I got concrete dockyards. That's my last one. Oh, cripes. I'm on modern port method, right? Please tell me I am. Okay, I am. And I cannot build more. Sad. Alright, so maybe protectionism will be good for me in the sense that I will, it'll help out my convoy situation. Because this, not great. Okay, there we go. Got a lot of fluctuating trade routes. I'm going to cancel some of these unproductive ones. This oil export route, not good. In fact, maybe that should be an oil import route. Cool, we're in study. Wonderful. Let me see. Wood export route to Russia. I certainly don't need to send wood to Russia. They've got plenty of wood. Oh, so that's looking good. So that's Switzerland dealt with. Now, what does Switzerland's Liberty Desire look like? It's still going up. So they're independent now. So let me see. I can't revoke market control for a little while, so I need to frantically build stuff in their market. So let's see. What do they have that's productive? Furniture manufactories? Textile mills? Absolutely. Oh, they're short on infrastructure. Well, sounds like they're going to need railways. Oh my goodness, Eastern Switzerland doesn't have any railways. Please tell me West Switzerland has railways. They don't. Oh my goodness, what is going on over here? This is bananas. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Just absolute nonsense. My goodness, Switzerland, what is going on with you? You need help, Switzerland. Oh man. Look at all look at this construction queue. Alright, we'll set that or going for now. So my industrialists are big mad, but so far they're just evading taxes. They're not actually starting a movement. There we go. Now they're in a movement. Now there's a movement. That having been said, it's only got a 7% stall chance, so I'm feeling pretty good about the situation. Ooh, Métis mass immigration. Excellent. Sulu is rising up again. I can't believe this. I wonder if all of the extra devastation, all the extra mortality from the devastation caused by the ongoing war is going to factor into... Wait, it's going down. Oh my goodness, Senegal is free. That's exciting. Maybe I could take over Senegal. Hold on. Hold on. We're about to get up to some frickin' nonsense here. Let me see. I don't need two interests in America. Let's declare one in Senegal and see what it looks like if we try to get Senegal. Excellent. There's oil in Baghdad. Wonderful. How much is there? 15 levels? We got plenty of infrastructure. Let's build that stuff. Grassroots support for law. The political wills and desires of the lower classes will always remain an opaque matter. For whatever reason, support for protectionism is spread like wildfire across the United Netherlands, spurred on by charismatic speakers and lively debates in small-time social clubs. They're backing what now? Well, who are we to complain? While their support was never a prerequisite for success, it sure doesn't hurt to have it either. Public enthusiasm expedites reform, stronger rural folk, 20% enactment chance, or use this common ground to calm the masses, extra loyalists. I don't need the loyalists. I'm more than 50% loyal at this point, so I'm just going to go with the first one. Give me some enactment chance. Get the industrialists relaxing about this whole situation sooner rather than later. So, Switzerland, are you still... Oof. Let me share my knowledge with you. Oh my goodness. What is this? An Ethiopian bourgeois revolt. How could this happen? Is it because they're enacting Presidential Republic at my request? It is. Excellent. So, Ethiopian bourgeois revolt, you got 13 battalions. I'm not worried one bit. I'm still not bothered. We'll throw the main force at it. And we'll put the Marine Royale in the area. I think I'm going to mobilize the Republican Guard and just leave them in the Netherlands, just in case. Just in case a situation transpires. Well, well, well. Nicaragua wants to grant us investment rights. I must decline. I don't wish to invest in you, Nicaragua. There are other places to invest in, like Iraq. Discover oil in Basra. Corporate governance. Ooh, that gives me an extra company. Legislation imposed on Banjar refused. Well, how ought we to react? The ambassador returns, bearing the news of rejection. They chose pride over progress, he reports. The silence that follows lies heavy in the council chamber. How ought we react to such insubordination? Banjar? Are you telling me? Oh, maybe their movement disbanded. Banjar, you... Banjar, you have Republicans. Ugh. How could you do this, Banjar? Siak would never do this. They're a presidential dictatorship now. Alright, so here's the situation. Siak has got the petit bourgeois and the armed forces in charge. I have never actually used the appoint governor interaction. Changes the ruler of a subject, liberty, desire may change depending on the candidate chosen. I'm going to construct some more government buildings, because apparently I'm short on government, on bureaucratic capacity. And then I'm going to do that thing. Let me see. This is where our skyscraper is, right? We'll put 5 levels in. No problem at all. So, we're going to... So, Siak is a dominion. Let's hit that appoint governor button. There are several potential types of candidate that we can consider for the head of administration in Siak. What type of leader are we looking for? Governance is a very delicate thing. Every state has its own precise pressures, its lobbies, and its concerns. It's our job to ensure that all these issues are effectively swept off the board, never to interfere with our aims again. They just need a trustworthy figure from the metropole, creates a Dutch ruler in Siak belonging to the trade unions. Trade unions get +2 interest group approval, supporting our man, increases liberty desire by 5. Interesting. Or, alternatively, appoint a local as governor. The colonials will love it. Creates a Sumatran ruler belonging to the armed forces. Interesting. So, let's take a look at their domestic situation. They do not have trade unions who can be relied upon to run the government. Can I get a closer visual to their politics? So unfortunately, I think we'll put in a local, because I think that's all we got to be able to do. All right, so it gives you an option of a couple of interest groups to put into the government. That's interesting. Our enemies have a much bigger army than I was thinking they would. Mostly start of game European forces. I'm going to go ahead and... Oh, is this wise? I'm going to trigger conscription in my secondary armies, and I think that'll raise units into actually our primary force here. Alright, France has got a colonial war against the Lunda. That'll be fine. Alright, construction in East Switzerland is going just fine. So, how long until I can revoke their market control? That's not until January. They're still independent from me. Anti-Scandinavian League demands action. The Anti-Scandinavian League has requested that we declare a rivalry with Scandinavia. Successfully acting on the proposal will gain our government significant goodwill from the lobby. And to those who would refuse and prefer preserving the status quo, there was no hesitation. His response sounded well rehearsed because it was. This was a proactive man, one who spent hours pacing his chambers and anticipating attacks to come. My reply would be that we should never have allowed them to become so close to us in the first place. A friendship built upon deceit is nothing at all, and the goodwill gained from it, illusory. We'll look into this. I'm not going to lie, I assumed we were already rivals. Let me see. Their population is less than a third of ours. Their GDP is like a sixth of ours. They've got quite a few battalions, but are their battalions any good? Yeah, they got trench infantry and lancers. They got trench infantry. That said, I'm not worried about it. Scandinavia? Get rivaled, idiot. Are they embargoing us? They are. Cool. Oh. There's that completed, so that should make them happy, right? Oh, they're so happy! Oh, they're pleased as punch! Excellent. Alright, and then we have the Eindhoven Advocate, an explicitly partisan newspaper founded by members of the movement to enact legal guardianship in Eindhoven has published its first issue. Between advertisements and political cartoons, it hosts a ruthless critique of government policy. There was a certain brilliance to it. By printing it on the cheapest paper, by skimping on ink, by flooding it with advertisements and large text, one could produce a profitable paper for only a penny per copy, whilst its competitors sold for 5 to 10 times that amount. By making that paper relentlessly and shamelessly endorse a certain viewpoint, one could have every working person in the city aware of it by evening. If one's competitors refused to stoop that low, they would become responsible for their own suffocation. How long can a partisan paper last? Extra movement support for legal guardianship? Or, is that so, deny them a printing license, the movement becomes more radical? I'll make the movement more radical. I don't want people trying to roll back women's rights. We already got women's suffrage. That's great. We're going to leave it that way. Alright. War is about to pop off. Force comparison's looking alright. Don't want to invest in the Nejid. I'm going to put these armies on defense for now. And just defend. And we're going to see how things go. It's no rush, this situation here. We can go as long as we need to go. I can found a new company. Maybe I'll actually wait on that. I'm going to throw these government admins at the top of the queue. I need the government admin more than I need the oil. Alright, so construction in East Switzerland is going just fine. East and West Switzerland. It's going just fine. Soon it'll be January and I can get them back into the market. And I'm hoping that doesn't end up being an issue. Discord within the intelligentsia. An influential faction within the intelligentsia has grown frustrated with their co-members' neutrality on the topic of protectionism. Themselves in favor of the law, they've now resolved to form a separate political faction intent on passing it. How can you all stand idly by and watch the world pass before your eyes? Have you no sense of honor, of duty to your fellow man? I say nay to such lack of ambition, and I dare say I am not alone in this. With their support, the bill shall pass, 15% enactment chance, weaker intelligentsia, or the trade unions extended open hand to these mavericks, 10% enactment chance, Much weaker intelligentsia, stronger trade unions. I'm going to go with the second one. And that brings us up to 75%. So, now, Senegal. Suppose I try to make you a protectorate. It's 11 infamy. Protectionism will stand with you. No one else will. So maybe we'll get to that as soon as we're done here in Ethiopia. And that will simply be how the situation goes. Russia sides the Orania against a communist uprising. I don't know how you're going to actually get involved in that, Russia. We'll do a quick pass through these. This is Chagurt. That's in North Africa. I can safely ignore that. It's over here. Honestly, shocking France hasn't invaded them yet. France going after the Lunda people. I feel like that just happened, but oh no, I decided to leave that be. Nassau, I'm going to continue to ignore. Should have not waited on that one. And then we got a Senegalese liberal revolt. I'm gonna keep my eye on this, and here's why. Because maybe I can get a subject. I can't get a subject. Dang. Well, I'll leave that be for now. Maybe there will be opportunities later. All the extra troops have flowed into the Republican Guard. Alright, so I'm going to throw the Republican Guard onto the front, and that'll be fine. Ooh, automatic bottle blowers are going. Excellent. So we'll go ahead and enable those. That's going to make these glassworks more profitable. No, not even a little bit. It's way more profitable than manual glass blowing. Gosh. Gosh, how could this happen? There's Destroyer unlocked. Don't actually need that, so that's fine. I think my furniture manufacturers just pretended to be more productive under the other one. Ethiopian bourgeois revolts, are you just going to sit there waiting and not trying to attack my lines? I think you are making a big mistake there, sir. Oh boy, look at all these. Language in the classroom. Lacustrine Bantu students sometimes use their native language in Dutch schools. Some have called for teachers to penalize the use of these languages, forcing the children to speak the official language of the United Netherlands. You've noticed it too, right? He gets angrier when anyone talks in class, but he always gets angrier when it's us. Maybe he thinks we're talking about him. I think he just doesn't like being reminded that we know something he doesn't. I'm gonna do schools should teach them the proper language, same as I always do. Cause without a rebel. Although John Berger is still fighting for his cause, no one is following him anymore, so he's the legal guardianship guy. Despondent, Berger has started publicly remarking that he may give up on his activism altogether. What's the point? Speakers when we have any speak to empty halls and in empty chairs. There's no crowds, no banners. If anyone pays attention at all, they never understand anything we're preaching. What reason is there to stay here? We're all stuck doing nothing. Perhaps he can find greener pastures elsewhere. He's exiled. Or no time for timidity. The movement needs drastic changes. 33% chance of stronger, more radical, or weaker movement. I'm going to go with the first one. He can get out. I don't need that. I don't need anti-women's rights people in the Netherlands. Whichever way forward. With the attitudes of the industrialists towards Scandinavia growing more apathetic, their leadership has begun to discuss reassessing the group's support for the Anti-Scandinavian League. Brother, I just declared a rivalry on them. I haven't done that in decades. Just to keep you happy while I'm getting rid of free trade. It was more difficult to get appointments at the ministry these days. The initial interest they had inspired had long since waned, their hobbies activities falling into Brussels' background noise. The industrialists were the first to lose interest, their representatives initially disheartened by an absence of news, then no longer inclined to read the papers when they arrived. What reason do we have to care for happenings in Stockholm? The younger members challenged. The elders did not know how to respond. It is time for a change in course. They leave the Anti-Scandinavian League. Or why change something that works? They remain. I'm going to say why change something that works. This is just convenient for the moment. We'll see what happens later. So we got an uprising in Portugal. An aristocratic revolt in Portugal. Russia is on one side. And oh, Karl Liebknecht is exiled from Saxony. That's exciting. I'm going to keep an eye on this one for now. Alright, the Senegal thing has popped off, so I'll leave that be. Scandinavia is rivaling me back. That's just fine. Alright, we got a battle happening. Oh, but we went on offense. Oh, because these guys are on offense. Stay on defense, guys. Land reclamation. Our land reclamation project in Friesland has borne results. The state can now support additional agricultural land. They say the Dutch are the best engineers in Europe. They're wrong. The Dutch are the best engineers in the world. Actually, being the best engineers in Europe does not contradict being the best engineers in the world. Mike Trapp, give me a point. We are the masters of land and sea, so that gives us some extra agricultural land, which I'm going to use to build up our rye farms. Doing it so that the Prussian government doesn't end up buying all our farms, which has happened. All right, so we're okay. No, we're winning. We're winning on offense. Incredible. We're dealing a ton of damage as well. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that force comparison. All right, we're in voting. All right, I'm going to set all these units back onto advance so that we can get this war a go-go. And we got another battle popping off. We are winning that one as well. Excellent. We're defending the Ethiopian government from the Ethiopians. Well, from the Ethiopian bourgeois revolt. Let me see. This is the Petit bourgeois and the Orthodox Church. All right, beautiful. It's February now. Switzerland. So they are economically dependent on us. They're in their own market. I can revoke market control, but I'm going to leave it. Actually, I'm just going to let them be. I think things are going well. That said, I need to find more construction projects for all my construction. I seem to be a little bit short on ironclads. So let's go ahead and build up some military shipyards. Let me see. I do have military shipyards here. Got 3 levels under construction. I'll build 3 more. What else? I definitely need a lot more rubber. Gosh. I gotta have more rubber in the customs union, don't I? Where's my rubber plantations? I know I've got them. Ah, I've got a lot of places I can build them. Alright, well, we'll build them in places. Let me see. Bunch in the Marina Kingdom, we'll just finish those out. We got a bunch of capacity in Borneo we can finish out. We'll max out East Borneo. And then South Sumatra, we'll build a fistful. And then after that, we'll get started on some railways, just to make sure we've got the necessary infrastructural capacity. Let me see, how many are we building here? Rubber plantations, 4. Okay, we don't need that many railways for that. Alright, let's go ahead and throw these railways at the top of the queue. That'll be just fine. And all that other stuff will get built. Beautiful. Alright, we're pushing forward in Oromia. We've got, let me see, 68% occupation in Oromia. That's wonderful. No occupation in Amhara yet, but we're fighting battles. Well, the rebels are winning in Amhara. It's probably all those mountains. Mountains are very good for a rebellion, you know. Let me see. We are properly economically entangled with Switzerland. I'm going to expand some industry there as well. Oh, I'm not going to expand those iron mines. They're not profitable. They're just pretending to be profitable. None of these industries are profitable. Switzerland, what's going on with you? Are you Robert J. Bork? Do you not have any people? Got enough people working the paper mills. We've got a liberal party. What a curious election cycle this is bound to be. Oh my goodness. There's a rebellion in the Empire of Japan. And it's huge. Empire of Japan. Oh, they got China on their side. What if I supported fascist Japan? No. I'm not going to do that. I've seen World War II. Not in person. I haven't seen it in person, but I'm familiar with the concept of World War II. I know what happens when you got a fascist Japan. All right. United Tribes don't need to deal with this. Hanoverian bourgeois revolt don't need to deal with this. Denmark going buck wild with a military revolt don't need to deal with this. And Kingdom of France is still at war with the UK, with Great Britain, right? Yes, they are. All right. The crusade for change. The ongoing effort to implement protectionism has captured the imagination of the Social Democratic Party, which has added full-throated support for the new law as part of its platform. The country yearns for change. For too long have we watched the nation suffer. Is it not right to call for upheaval? Is it not right to call for the changes that are long overdue? I tell you, we must embrace the future. The Social Democratic Party are the champions of change, 10% momentum. Where the people speak and the nation shall listen, 20% enactment chance. I'm going to go with the first one. I'm feeling extremely confident about the enactment chance. Let's see if I'm right. Shazam! An extremely well-timed change. So, let's take a look at our market and figure out. Sort by goods, gosh darn it. Okay, we are primarily exporters of cars. Cars should be on encourage exports. We are primarily exporters of clothes. Clothes should be on encourage exports. We are primarily importers of coal. Coal... Market for coal is doing fine. We're primarily exporters of motors. Motors should be on encourage exports. We are primarily exporters of explosives. Explosives should be on encourage exports. We are... I don't think we need to... Nah, fruit we should be exporting. Glass we should be exporting. Grain we should be exporting. And groceries. Fruit, grain, glass, and groceries. Fruit. Grain. Glass. And groceries. Let's see, we're exporting hardwood. We're importing iron and lead. So iron, lead, hardwood we'll set to export. Liquor will export, we'll focus on export. Luxury clothes will focus on export. Oil will focus on import. Oop, that's meat. Need oil. Sort by market price here. Moving right along here. Opium we need to import. Although we don't need to import that much of it anymore. Porcelain we're exporting. Rubber we're exporting. We got some opium plantation. No, we don't. We're getting it all from abroad. Alright, so we'll definitely focus on protecting domestic supply. Rubber... Where's rubber? Gosh, darn it. Here it is. We definitely need to focus on protecting domestic supply for rubber. Steel. We are primarily exporters of steel, sulfur, telephones, and tools. Steel, sulfur, telephones. That's explosives. Well, here's tools. Oh boy, a lot of people we can export tools to. Where's telephones? Here they are. Focus on export on that. I apologize, I know this is really boring, but this is what you gotta do here. We're managing trade policy. And then finally, softwood we are primary exporters of. Alright, so that should be just fine. That should prevent the policy change from goofing up our government. Alright, the children want protected speech. I'm inclined to give it to them. Separation of church and state would finally permanently marginalize the Catholic Church, but I'm not too worried about that. Liberal Party are in power. What if we boot them out? Yeah, let's do it. Wait, hold on. I haven't had the election yet. Never mind. What's the election looking like? Liberal Party's got quite a bit of momentum, as is the Catholic Party. But the opposition finally all got together in the Catholic Party. The forces of reaction got together. Alright, and we've almost taken over all of Amhara, successfully ending the revolt in Ethiopia once and probably not for all, but at least for now. Once and for now. Ending the revolt in Ethiopia. There we go. That's what we like. Beautiful. Fight for the franchise. Burkhart Classet has begun a campaign emphasizing the Social Democratic Party's pro-franchise platform, promising greatly expanding voting rights for all segments of society if the party is elected. My esteemed colleagues, what do you have to fear from an empowered people? Can you say that you embrace the people looking upon what you have done and being as proud as you are? Form an electoral coalition with other pro-franchise candidates, 10% momentum, or only the Social Democratic Party truly serves the people, 30% momentum. You know I'm going with the second one. I'm extremely up the Social Democrats. Now, what is this? A peasant revolt in Jodhpur. Asking for our help. No thank you. I don't... In fact, I'm not going to fight Great Britain over a peasant revolt in Jodhpur, I'll tell you what. I'm going to need some more government admin to deal with all this new trade that I'm getting. So we'll go ahead and throw another 5 levels into the capital. And I'll throw those at the top of the list. And we've got an expiring obligation from Hanover that I can safely ignore. Neutral on this. The stuff going down in Japan I can safely be neutral about. This Chokwe situation I can safely be neutral about. Oh, I'm so neutral. The Swiss love me. Why is it going up? Alright. I'm going to try and provoke their market control and see if they're isolated. Damn. Okay, they still are. Hold up. Let's give them a little while. I'm going to decline. And see if that sorts them out. See if they become not wanting to be independent anymore. If it happens within the next few months, it'll be great. If not, we'll just sort of accept it, and they'll excuse me. Cape Colony. Are you free? You're not. Interesting. Yet, Great Britain has not chosen to participate. in your situation. Strange. Alright, I was going to go after Senegal. An important question here is, where's the capital of Senegal? Because if it's on the ocean, then I can successfully invade it. It is. So suppose I made a protectorate of Senegal. Would anyone stand against me? It would appear not. Austria-Hungary is dangerously close, but I don't think they'll actually do anything. Fouta-Jalon I don't care about. Let's do it. And I don't want to invest in Trarza. Alright, an anti-American league has formed. Why would I have one of those? I want to be friends with America. Commander commends civic coalition. General Waloon has made public statements in support of the Liberal Party, bringing into question the political neutrality of the military. General Waloon is a market liberal and a 70-year-old. It is my duty to defend the nation and its interests. Politics is as much a part of war as battles and logistics are. I don't see the problem with doing my duty and doing what I can to make sure those who are best fit to protect the nation end up being the ones in charge. He can say what he wants, 20% momentum for the Liberals. Reprimand him, good soldiers don't give orders, they take them. Or if he likes politics so much, he should get involved. Yeah, be a market liberal. Join the Liberals. See what I care. Alright, we're going to mobilize all of our nerds. Including these ones. Let me see. I think got a 15 battalion army, mostly of irregular infantry. I'm not worried about that. I'll probably just go ahead and do an invasion with my my main army and let the rest be. So let's go ahead and do the same thing we did last time, and just raise all the conscripts in the secondary forces, and see if that solves the problem. The hedge wants me to invest. I don't want to invest. Alright, it's July. Has Switzerland sorted itself out? Nah, they're isolated. Yeah, they're isolated from the market. Alright, so yes, we will grant them their own market. And that should potentially get their liberty desire trending downward. And if it doesn't, not a big deal. We won't worry about it. Ooh, excellent. And they backed down. Wonderful. That's great. Let's start improving relations. I'm so pleased to have a puppet in Africa. Finally, after all this time. Now, what about Trarza? What do you got going on, Trarza? Nothing much. Got investment rights from the British, but that's it. Students rally to enact protected speech. Oh my goodness, we're way over the episode minute. Alright, well, we'll deal with these students next time. For now, I've had fun. I hope you all have had fun. And I'll see you on the other side.